Back to day 2 with LOX Extensions, hot for the holidays. This is our second look, which is called the Sideswept Siren. And I absolutely love it for holiday parties. It really just gives such a vintage, old, classic, retro feel. Yesterday we did the glamorous, so you saw that nice full blow dry. So today we're just using that fullness that we gathered yesterday from the blowout, and we're just using it to add in a little bit of texture and wave, because tomorrow's look is going to play off of this one. Very simple, very easy. I hope you guys enjoy it. That's style. First, you're going to start by removing any of the tangles from your hair with your LOX loop brush. And before you take the heat to it, you can also apply your Therapiste by Kerastase, and that's going to just help protect it against the heat from the curling iron. And whatever you have left over, just go ahead and add that to your extension hair in your hands, and then go ahead and use your LOX loop brush to brush those out as well. I keep mine in my styling bag overnight. And sometimes I use the styling bag to style the extensions as well. For this look, I like to place them in my hair and then style it after that. So let's start by finding row 1 and applying that to the nape of the neck. So I'm going to take this section a little lower than I normally do, just because I want to give extra room in that crown area for some more movement. And you'll just go ahead and prep the section and apply your 5 pieces just like normal. You can go up a little higher than what we normally recommend. All right, so your application is complete, and now I'm going to begin curling my hair. So find your part. If you need to redefine it, you can also spray it with a little bit of hairspray and then take your blow dryer to it a little bit, just to force it in that direction. It's behaving today for me, so I'm not going to do that. And then at this time, I like to use the Powder Buff by Kerastase, and that's just going to help absorb any of the oils that I have through my hair from the day before. When all of that is complete, I'm going to start curling. I like to start in this front area just because this is the most important piece, so I let it have some extra time to cool. And I have 2 irons that are heating up right now. One is a 2-inch and the other is a 1-inch. So I will be rotating in between both of these throughout the shape. And I like to work this section at an angle. That way it really just falls up and then through my face. So I'm going to be taking all of this top section of my natural hair and curling it on a slight diagonal back. And then letting it just sit there just like that to cool. So next section. Into this back area, I really want to see some volume, so I'm going to over direct it forward, put my iron in, and roll it back down. And keep your ends out and let that heat really get to the base of your hair. I'm not so concerned with the ends. I really just want to get a lot of volume, and I want to create more texture and movement through the base. Then I'll go out throughout the ends and just go ahead and give them a little bit of a shape. But you're really working that volume through that top section by over directing it forward. Again, you can also heat up the strand and then come back in and grab it, roll it down, let that base heat up first. Get that volume, girl. And if you want to, you can just take this hair and clip it up and out of your way, just allowing it time to cool. By taking a bobby pin and sliding it down the base, holding it out of your way. One more right here. All right, I'm going to continue doing that same motion, and I'm going to use the same size curling iron. After this section's complete, go ahead and roll it up. Take a bobby pin. Don't use your teeth. Do as I say, not as I do. Next section. So now I'm going to switch up the size of the iron, because I don't really want a lot of tight curls. I want it to start to loosen up and fall. But I'm going to keep the direction the same, just because we want to create that really cohesive, uniform look. So again. Okay, after that side's complete and you're looking nice and sexy, we're going to begin in the back. So now what you're going to do is just go ahead and feel around for that hair. And remember, if you're working on your natural hair, go ahead and heat up that bottom section a little bit more. Over direct it up and roll it back down. Now that the back and the side is complete, I'm just going to give it a light spray, and then I'm going to complete this side by using my smaller iron on this first piece and keeping it really tight to my head and low. And what that's going to do is it's going to give it a little bit more of like a dramatic flow to it, because this might be the only piece that comes around my shoulder on this side. One more with the same size iron, and then I'm going to complete the back by switching the direction of the curl and curling it going that way with the bigger iron. When you look absolutely ridiculous, you know you're done. Give it one final spray. I'm using the LOX Couture by Kerastase. It's a great working spray with high shine. And now it's fun because you get to go find all your little bobby pins that you have hidden. I usually work with pin curl clips doing this technique just because it's a lot easier to take them back out of your head. But I forgot them all at work, so we're going to make do with bobby pins. If your hair looks something like this, you've done a good job. Now just go ahead and use your LOX loop brush to start lightly brushing through the style. And next I'm going to just add a little bit of teasing through that top section, starting right at the top of my head. So shaping the overall result takes a little bit of finesse, but don't give up on it. Just play a little bit. You can add a little spray here and there. See, just like that. That's what I was going for. Okay. Last, we have this. Obviously, we're not leaving like that, don't worry. But we're going to shape this side first. Go ahead and drop out those two bobby pins on this side. And now what you'll do is just go ahead and give yourself a little bit of spray through this hairline. And if you have very small ears like me, I like to use a pin just to tuck it right behind. Also, make sure that the rib side is touching your head, even though a lot of people put them in a little backwards. And right below here, I like to use a technique I call zippering the pins, and that's placing one pin going in this way, one pin right next to it coming in the opposite way. And depending on how much hair you have, you can use one more pin going the other way too. Lucky for me, I don't have that much, so. Good there, good there. Looking good. This is just such a holiday look to me. I'm just going to loosen that curl up just a little bit, just so it matches the other side. But I'm glad I used the smaller iron because I really wanted to get this shape in here. So I'm just placing my ends in and then just opening up that iron, just like so. And lastly, we'll be working with the front piece. So typically I like it to go wherever it wants to because that's what it's going to end up doing anyways. And I'm just placing a large tooth comb right in this section. and then allowing it to bounce back. So I'm going to take the iron and place it in right underneath, just like so. See how I'm just pushing that hair right up against the comb, being careful not to melt the comb. But I got that little bit of a ridge in there going. Perfect. Give it a little spray to help control the flyaways. So basically you're just trying to create like an S shape. So this is my next S right here. And now I'm coming in and I'm just going to add in a little bit of a bend right through here. Using my comb to just lift up that section of hair again and force it back onto the iron, and that will help create like a deeper ridge, just like so. Give it a little spray. Almost there. And that's it. I hope you love the sexy Sideswept Siren look for the holidays as much as I do. Wear it to any party or out with your girlfriends even, a wedding. It doesn't even have to be just for the holidays. It's a nice retro feel and it's just fun. It makes you feel nice and glamorous. So thank you so much for joining. I can't wait to see you back tomorrow for the LOX Extensions collection haul for the holidays.